All right. So um, I don't know exactly where to start the story off, but I'll start it off like he started it off. This fellow tells the story that he's an Israeli and he has a son, and his son is, maybe in his 20s, whatever. And his son used to learn in yeshiva, in what they call a misnagdish yeshiva, a Litvish yeshiva. And there's a lot of yeshiva they're called misnagdish because there's Litvish yeshivas, but there's also yeshivas that they hate Chabad. They hate Chabad. They can't stand it. Too happy, too wild, do this anyway. Okay, it's a painful chapter in the history of Judaism, which I hope will be totally forgotten about. But anyway, that's what he happened. Okay, so he learned in one of these yeshivas, and he left Judaism. It was just totally tasteless for him, and he left. So, but he's a real nice boy, and he keeps in really good contact with his parents, and he honors them. And when he's at the home, he puts on a kippah and everything. And if his father asks him to put on tefillin, he puts on. But he's totally not religious. Anyway, so this happened like, what, the 5 weeks ago, something like that. So he said to his son, soon as going to be Simchas Torah, the Shabbos, maybe come by us, and Simchas Torah. So his son said, no, 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 no way, Dad. His father's always trying to get him to come to he doesn't want to come. Shabbos is too boring. But here's Simchas Torah, it's a little bit dancing. So his father said, why don't you come to the state? He says, no, 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 no. There's this huge festival, a peace festival that's going to be in what is it, Be'eri, next to Kibbutz Be'eri, whatever it is. And I'm going to go there. People are coming from there's going to be thousands of people. They're coming from all over the world. They're going to It's a huge festival. We're making it Shabbos. Of course, that's what was, when this whole massacre just occurred. So he said, but the father had this bad feeling about it. He said, what are you going to go over there for? What is there over there? He said, everybody, we drink, we're really happy, and there's, other things. And then they're going to bring out a big golden calf. That's what he said. Bring golden calf, and they dance around it. And it's really, just happiness and peace and love and brotherhood. And so his father said, but that's idolatry. He said, come on, it's fun. Everybody's enjoying it. So his father all of a sudden gets this idea. Says, listen, down the street, there's a big Chabad synagogue. And I happen to know, every year I go there, that they drink a lot. On Simchas Torah, they drink a lot. I'm sure they drink as much or maybe even more than, over there in your festival. But remember the yeshiva where you came from, they said that Chabad is idolatry. Chabad is idolatry. So here, instead of going over there and worshiping idolatry, so go to Chabad. That's what they taught you. It's Chabad, it's idolatry, and you'll drink and you'll be with other Jews. And this. So anyway, finally he says, okay, I want to bring my friend. So he said, okay. So he brings his friend, and they do it the Shabbos, and he really had a really good time. The people were nice, and they were this, and they were dancing, and it was happy, and it wasn't idolatry at all. It had nothing to do with it. But at least that drew him to be there. Afterwards, in Israel, Motzi Shabbos, they found out what happened. And that the over there had been attacked, and 1,500, who knows, people had been killed. And this young man realized that if he would have been there, probably he would have been among those that were killed. He wouldn't have just stood by. He would have probably tried to fight or something. So he realized that because he had heard that Chabad was idolatry, God forbid even to say such a ridiculous thing, but that's what they say. Chabad is, I don't think they even say it anymore. I don't think, anyway, there was a little 10-year period. It was pretty, it was pretty ugly, the fact that, but anyway, so he heard this, so it saved his life. So it ended up that it saved his life. So we see that everything in the world has a purpose, and everything in the world has a use, and that God should avenge the death of all those people that were killed, and the wipe out, just like he wiped out Sodom and Gomorrah. No one was innocent, and here nobody is innocent. And the Jewish people have to, hopefully, from this incident, will learn not to pay attention to what the world says. And the only way they'll do that is if they have identity. They have to know who they are and not look to the world for their agreement. God agrees. The tzaddikim agree. And that should be sufficient to us that will make a good world and a happy world and a beneficial world and a godly world with Mashiach now. And anyone who has questions, you can ask questions. I'm turning off to this. 1 second.